You're not talking
What's
to her
good,
about
YT?
why. What's
Your boy
going
Why
through
is
your
the
mind as a
artist
man?
back here with another ill reaction, man. Listen, this is serious. If you watch my videos and you watch my content, bro, listen, I am fighting a inevitable force that all your favorite YouTubers fight on YouTube when they tell you, look,
You
they
can't
messing
tell
with
me
the
you don't
numbers.
understand where this brother
They're
coming
taking
from.
away my views. Bro, I'm not even that big of a YouTuber and they're doing that to me. So I need y'all to help me fight back, man. If you watch the video, like, bro.
It's up
if
to
you watch
you
the video,
first and foremost to not
subscribe,
post
bro.
those things. And once
Say
you put them up
something
there,
in the comments,
now
bro,
you have to
because
deal
like I
with
said,
it.
they're literally taking away my views, brother. They're literally taking away my views. I don't know.
Joe.
These folks are terrified about me for some reason. I don't even come on here for y'all to like me and see my face. There's something about this voice, man. Something about this voice put fear in them folks that speaks energy to y'all, man. So listen, you watch the videos, like I said, all you gotta do is like, or comment, or subscribe.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Truth Factor.
Man.
Today's show is going to be very different. Many of you guys saw the video, I'm sure of it, that's going viral. Everybody's talking about it. Joe Smith, his lovely wife Keisha, are having a horrible argument about her doing OnlyFans without him knowing about it.
He's eating.
Obviously, it's escalated. Everybody's criticizing. Everyone is speculating. But I wanted to bring this family in to be able to have a heart-to-heart conversation to try and help mediate and heal their relationship. I just want to get them back to harmony. Okay, we're not poking fingers. We're not poking fun. This is simply to talk about conflict resolution inside of the family household. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Joe, pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir. Pleasure meeting you, kids.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Guys, welcome in. Sorry that we're meeting on such unfortunate circumstances, obviously. I just want to talk with you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, this started over a video that went very viral. I'll share it. I reacted to it, of course. Everybody's doing the same, but they're seeing the video from just you guys arguing, and they're just talking about it from that point. I want to know what led up to that point, like what happened moments before this argument, and then we'll go back and find out what's been going on that made this whole thing manifest anyway. So, if you don't mind, kids, take me right before that argument. What happened? What causes you guys this big uproar?
We were just arguing about just situations at home with.
You see, Keisha's masking her voice, bro.
That,
she's much more aggressive than that. She doesn't talk like a baby all the time.
Okay, so Joe, you might tell me you go to her, you tell her you know about her OnlyFans now.
You can hear her.
Obviously, you've heard about it through someone else.
Talking like a baby.
They showed it to you. They've already shown you the proof, I guess. Man. And then you go to it knowing everything full well.
You already
or what?
know how you sound.
Yeah, they told me about it.
You know, and personally, there's nothing wrong with him finding out about it through a mutual friend, because that friend cared about him. And he's not somebody who's a liar. He could be accountable. It's like, yeah, I heard about it from a homie.
Absolutely.
But it was a fact of the disrespect that she couldn't talk to this guy. The guy she was married to for decades or however long. I'm not gonna lie, I pay attention to demeanor, bro. If you look at Keisha's demeanor, bro, Keisha's demeanor is throwing me off as far as like, I ain't trying to make no allegations, but I'm hoping she don't.
I want to point something out. Whenever a lot of times when we go to our wives and we're trying to have what we think should be a simple conversation, and we get a whole bunch of things that's been going on in the past. It seems like they're saving up stuff. It's kind of how their mind works. Okay, so we feel like they're being unfair, right? They're talking about subjects that we didn't bring up, right? They're switching the narrative. It's somehow coming out to be your fault. It's a lot of times because women are not as confrontational as men, right? Now, a masculine trait is to fix problems within your family, fix problems, period. Well, women necessarily don't really have that. So she holds it in. Where if you have a problem, you're going to say it. For her, a lot of times she's going to harbor it, and it just comes out whenever you confront her about it. It's kind of like if you squeeze a lemon, what's going to come out? Lemon juice, right? So if it's at that time you're applying pressure to her about anything you're upset about, what's going to come out of her, of what she's been thinking, how she sees it, probably what she blames you for, and all these types of things, right? And it's going to be difficult to work with that conversation. That's why I say conflict resolution is a skill that both people must really work to have, because you got to deal with each other and work through your problems, right? The first thing I noticed about the video was it wasn't the issue that everybody seems to be making it about. Being on OnlyFans.
Bro, go back to the
I promise to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems your issue was that she didn't talk to you about it.
And that's
the issue was the disrespect, bro.
Right.
That's the biggest issue, and that's
the issue was the disrespect, bro. Don't
probably one of
sugarcoat
the
it.
first things I even mentioned on the video.
You see, every time he talks to Mr. Smith, he sugarcoats. He gets directly to what he wanted to ask, but when he talks to Keisha, he sugarcoats all the questions. That's why I said, next time you do an interview like this, have deposition questions, bro, because you're not prepared, bro. You wasted this man's time, man.
And discuss it with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she
now,
has to discuss
before
that.
I hit the video, while it would seem simple that she should just have this conversation with you, here's what I mean by there are a lot of other things that goes on in her mind and why that may not be as simple as you think it is. Now, it may be something that you don't want to hear, but I want you to just try and hear her, right?
You talking,
Kiss.
Let her speak.
You guys, you said already in the video that you guys
what you about to say is all BS,
right?
bro.
Okay, now
you
find yourself on OnlyFans. You're already doing what you believe is going to fix this financial problem.
Zilch, nah.
Why didn't you tell him? What was going through your mind? Was it fear? Was it you believing he might say no, and you know that you feel like this will really work, and if you don't,
it was utterly
the financial problem will
immaturity.
Continue. Just tell us what you were thinking.
And the main reason was she is unsatisfied with who she is as a person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
My secret is just
like honestly
doing my thing to make money.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
but you didn't just do it because he had a secret and you wanted to have yours.
I feel like that's a cop
right?
out.
The financial situation.
To make money, but I don't feel like I have to discuss things with
okay, that is very immature.
Okay, so now imagine you guys are having a conversation and he says to you, hey, you didn't talk to me about it.
And you're doing something to do money that is
what you said was
jeopardizing to the family business.
I tried
image,
to present
but you
other
don't
options
feel like
to you.
You have to discuss that with
so
your partner.
that sounds like you only did it because you tried to present other options and he wasn't hearing it. Not that you guys both have a secret or he has a secret.
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm doing the OnlyFans thing because I need money.
And she like, nah, nigga, I did it because I wanted the money.
I didn't talk to him. I feel like I don't have to.
Right.
Mr. West.
Okay,
so Mr. West.
Why don't you feel like you have to talk to him?
At the end of the day,
I just told you why.
Because
she said, I just told you.
Because you don't talk to me about shit. So
this lady has no respect for guys, bro.
So,
I'm sorry.
You hear that, right?
Mr. West
now,
talking
what,
about you
what do you
that,
feel
right?
that he didn't talk to you about?
Chill, you should be
when I first asked about how we
can
get a solution, I don't get solutions.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is.
Just
I'm gonna give
yesterday
it to you straight,
or the day before or a week ago.
The lady got her OnlyFans
because
she's unsatisfied with herself.
So why should
You're like, why yes the artist? What do you mean by that? Well, let's break it down.
You don't have any, so I'll figure out my own.
Keisha is like 60-something years old, bro.
You know, you don't help me with the other
if she
jobs
uses
that
the argument of doing OnlyFans for money, let's focus on the money aspect. Keisha is not in the top percentiles for OnlyFans models or performers. She is 66 years old. Now, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
Absolutely.
People of these platforms, they're gonna push the most memorable and likable
what am I supposed to do?
attractive
Now, guys, you have these type of problems
on
in
these
your
platforms,
relationships
bro.
where you feel like your partner is doing something, not
whoever
giving you
owns
what you need.
OnlyFans, bro,
And oftentimes
they're
you'll
gonna
think,
make
well,
sure
why don't I just
the
behave
top
that way?
performers
You've heard it
on
been said,
OnlyFans
right?
are the
Two
sexiest,
wrongs don't make a right.
the most
right?
attractive,
Both people have to be working together
blah,
to
blah,
resolve
blah,
the conflict,
the most
or it's going to be a
gorgeous
broken
people.
thing. Now, I say a
Not to
divorce
say
or a
that Keisha
separation
isn't
is made up
gorgeous,
of many
but
failures,
she was
many failed
probably
arguments. So when you guys say,
able to
hey, let's just
compete
not
with
even
these women
continue the
when she was
argument,
20 or
I think
30.
you should look at that as both of
She's
you guys
not 20 or
failed.
30 right now.
Because
She's
those
66.
problems don't just go away
So that
because you stop talking
immediately
about them.
takes out
Now,
the
you
money
heard Kiss say
factor
in her
right there.
most honest voice that
'Cause,
she looked at him
dude,
and she said,
Keisha
okay,
is
I
not
presented
running
him
up
with
a
some
million
options. And when
off
he
of
didn't
OnlyFans,
respond
bro.
back on me
The
with
most you can
anything
pay straight up
adequate, any
OnlyFans is
information,
$5,
I feel like
$3.
he's keeping secrets. So if he's
$5,
doing that,
If that's
then
the
why do I
case,
have to
Keisha
talk to
could-
him?
Keisha could have did
Now,
Lyft.
you
She coulda
can
did DoorDash. She
understand
coulda
what
did
she's thinking,
Uber.
but you can also see how that
But
would be counterproductive.
she's trying
Because
to
what
use
happens
the
is,
money
when Joe finds
argument
out,
as
he's
a
absolutely
claim
upset because she
to
didn't
cover up
talk
the
to
fact
him.
of
Now, when this
what's
happens,
really
he's
happening
not
here.
realizing that
She's
he
unsatisfied
somehow
with
manifested this
who
by
she
not
is in
talking to
life.
her. Because when he
Now,
didn't talk to her,
let's look at
I'm sure
both-
it wasn't
both-
for
both
malicious
parties.
reasons.
Joe Smith
Let's just say this. She
was
asked
a
you
number
about
one draft pick in the
finances,
90s,
right? What
bro.
can I do to help?
You gotta
Joe,
wrap your
finances
head around
are
that. That was
a
major,
problem
bro.
right now. If we don't
Big.
correct this
That's
problem, it's going to
colossal
get
in the
worse,
90s.
right? You're
got
not
paid
talking
a
to her
crazy
about it.
fortune.
Why? What's going through your mind as
So
a
at the
man?
time, he was the most
As a man, I'm trying to figure
probably
it out.
attractive guy to a lot of women. No disrespect. He was the number one pick. He's in the NBA. He got a lot of money. So, you know, Joe Smith comes. I'm going to give y'all an analogy. He's riding on his horse.
You know,
He's galloping on a steed, a black stallion, one of the strongest of the steed.
kind of embarrassed.
He's galloping.
Embarrassed.
He's coming across multiple people, man. Women, some of them get on the horse, some of them get off the horse. Some get on the horse for a longer time than others, but eventually they get off. And boom, here comes Keisha. Keisha sees Mr. Smith ride into town.
Man, you can't tell me you don't understand where this brother comes
like
from.
A knight in the shining
you got
armor.
life figured out,
The money is
seemingly,
there,
right?
substance.
When you met your
Everything
wife,
she
you
said
had it
she
all
liked
together. You was balling, right? At the top of
hear
your
it?
craft,
He was
getting
balling.
money. You think life's gonna always
She
look
hops
like
on the
this,
horse with him.
right? But
Because I'm going to summarize all the BS Mr. West talking about, man.
okay,
When she
excuse me.
hops on the horse with Miss Smith, they ride off into the sunset. They see all the beautiful scenery, the people cheer them on.
Okay.
They look like royalty. Keisha's enjoying herself. It's the time of her
You
life.
can't clean up when someone's not
As they're
helping you do
riding,
it.
there's a storm.
Okay, so
approaching.
let's
The
just say
storm comes,
at,
let's
at
say
one
Joe
place in his
weathers the
life,
first
he
storm,
completely
little
understands his
shaky
finances.
ride,
So whether or
Keisha's
not
still on
he
for the
met
ride.
you that way, he
The
was at a
next
stage in
storm
his
comes.
life
Joe
where
weathers that
things
storm.
was
and that's why
going
I
great.
don't
Listen,
understand how
as a man in
we
life,
can't
I'm gonna be
get
1,000
back
with you.
to that when
Some
I'm
storms
such a
are gonna
force.
knock you down.
I'm a
You gotta
pit
get
bull.
back up.
Well, again, it's
So,
something that you have to learn
this one
with
storm
trial and
came,
error as you
I
grow.
would
So
say
let's just
probably
say,
within
at
the
one point,
last
he's
2-3
depending on
years,
himself, his own
and
physical
not go
abilities
down,
to
like, to the
access
point
the
they
wealth
fell off
in
the
his
horse.
life, right?
Right.
Now,
And now, when they
he would
fall off
get
the horse,
comfortable with that. That would be
instead
the
of
way he
Keisha
moves,
doing
right?
what a partner,
now, after the
a female
league,
partner is
after
supposed
the
to do in a
game,
relationship,
it's a little bit difficult now to
she
manifest that same
starts
income.
making
You
a lot
learn
of
now that
noise,
probably
pointing
was the
out they
most
fell
money
off the
you'll ever
horse,
make unless you figure out
attracting a
some
whole
new way
lot
to
of
make money
attention,
at a
pretty
high
much to
pace
embarrass
like he was,
the
right?
guy she hopped
So
on
a
the
lot
horse
of
with.
players that go through that, number one, you
The
put
guy
time, effort
she
into
hopped
your
on the
craft
horse
to even
with.
become that good.
And I'm gonna
right?
constantly talk
and then,
over Mr. West because
the money that
he
you
has
make
no point on what he's
brings
saying,
a lot
bro.
of women to you.
At
So
the end of
often
the day, if you look at
they
Joe
don't
Smith's
become
career,
really developed
even though
when
he
it
fell
comes
off
to
the
even
horse, he
learning
still
how to
knows
find a
he's,
woman or even
he's
how
still
to
valuable in life. He doesn't
be the
feel
type
like
of man for a woman.
a
They don't have to
failure.
work to get her.
He
Right?
still
So
is
most of the
satisfied
time,
with
most of
what
us
he's
young
done,
boys
the
out
life
here
he's
trying to
lived,
meet women
and to the
today,
point
he's
he's
playing
made it
ball.
to.
Right,
Now let's
so
go
his
back to
interactions
Keisha's
with women
career.
ain't gonna be as much. His
Okay,
understanding,
she was
all
an
the stuff we're
aspiring
supposed to vet for,
singer,
ain't gonna be as much, right?
turned porn
And
star.
actually,
Now, when
the
you're
person,
aspiring singer back then, you gotta do Dinos. If you don't know what doing
but
Dinos
your
is,
mother's,
that means like,
the
yo,
only thing that really
you gotta come in
teaches
here. You
how
might have to
vet
smash the
and
producer, smash
understand
the
women
A&R
is
just to
understanding
get
women.
on.
Your mother's not really
So,
good. Her advice often is going
that could be what led up to the
concept
porn.
of how you perceive women.
You know what I'm saying?
So you can't really
one
go off
failed
that.
dream
You know what I mean?
might
So
lead to another dream. Now maybe
if you
Keisha
do
had
that, you'll be
potential
looking
on
to
the porn.
save
She
the
probably
first
could
woman
get down
like,
or whatever.
like you wish your
probably
mother
could get down or
probably had to
whatever.
be the man that you wish
But
your
then,
mother would have had.
at some
You don't
point,
know
it
those
was
women
like
that
a
you meet, they may not
standstill,
even
a
deserve
stagnant.
that,
She didn't
right?
get
So
to that
you have to
level.
understand the women that you're
I don't
dealing
know
with.
if you was
and
gonna be the
ones you want in
major
your life,
porn
so to
star,
speak, right?
big name
But
porn
that's neither
star,
here
or
nor
did she
there. My
want to do
point is
movies?
that he was
The
at a
point
place
is
in his
it never
life
got
where
there,
he manifested his
It
wealth
didn't
through his
get
own
there.
skill set. So now it's
Now,
not like that. He
when
can't
she
just
realized
simply
it
go
didn't get
play
there, she was
basketball
okay with
and
Joe
get the
being on
money.
his
So he
horse
has to
and she
figure out
being
new
with him.
ways. For
She was
him,
okay with
that's
that
going to
for
bring
as long
about
as that was
some
gonna last.
uncomfortability, right?
Once
He's
she
not going to
starts
be as confident.
realizing,
He's
like,
not.
man, he's
And so
struggling.
translating
I don't
that
know
to
if we
you
might get back on that
and
horse
believing
again.
that he can earn your trust in that way, he
She
probably would
starts
feel like, yo, she
dogging the
just
guy,
gonna,
disrespecting
you know what I
him.
mean? Feel more nervous if I tell her my money issues.
She goes online and records his
No, you may have
reaction
not,
to
but I'm
you
saying
guys
this is how he
to
looked
make
at
him
it.
look bad. It was for him to freak out, cuss her out, use profanity, and then she was gonna like,
Is this
use
normally
that
how
as
he
a
behaves
claim,
when y'all
like,
have
oh yeah,
financial issues?
I've been dealing with abuse the whole time in a relationship.
Well, I
This
mean,
was
talking
going
about,
on,
I
you know
mean,
what I'm
the
saying?
conversation saying,
Blah
hey,
blah blah.
Not
So
always all the time.
you know,
When
at the
you
end of the
can't
day,
make a way,
man,
I do make a way.
it just
The times I
goes
stopped
on to be
when I don't
Keisha
say
being
nothing,
unsatisfied with
mention
herself,
anything,
bro.
has been, I say probably the last 2
That's
years.
it.
But prior to that, I used to come to her with everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
about
it.
everything.
And she's trying to use all these excuses like Joe doesn't communicate, blah blah blah. Look,
At
listen,
that point, she
bro, as a
couldn't give me
man,
answers.
you're
So
gonna go
eventually,
ask
I
people
can't-
for
I
help
mean,
to
I
a certain
couldn't,
extent, bro.
I had to try
At
to
some
start
point,
figuring it out
you
on my
don't
own.
want
Try
to be
figure it out on
seen
my
like
own.
you're bothering
So that's
everybody.
why-
So
What
let's put it
answers
like
were I
this.
supposed to give
I
you?
had a
I'm
girl at
sorry.
one point.
What would you
Sometimes
come
I
to me
asked my
to
girl
that you
like,
wanted
yo,
my
babe,
help
you can help me out. Ooh,
Before we even left California,
this and that.
we used to
Sometimes
talk
she
about,
could, sometimes she
different-
couldn't, bro.
different issues and stuff
And the
that we
times
had.
that
When
she
we got
couldn't,
here, we
it
talked about
wasn't
different
like,
issues. I used to come to
oh,
about
you know,
all
I
the
can't help you out
issues
today. It
that
was
we
like
had.
she would say it in a manner like she was expecting me to be able to be on top of my game.
When I needed to. We had dogs. I started different social club in California. In that
gonna want to
one-bedroom
go tell her every little thing that deals with finances. So
I did help
embarrass
with
another man.
that. Yeah, that's when you told me. When you told me you needed it.
Help me figure this out, blah, blah.
Yeah, but you know what? When you live with a man,
you can't do it. So
And I never disagreed with that. I never argued with
him
that.
not coming to you to
I
tell
was
you
doing what I was supposed to do.
Right,
That's
you
why
were.
whenever you try to say I don't talk to you, I used to talk to you about everything, and I just stopped because I wasn't getting the answers from you that I was looking for.
You couldn't do it for him.
I was trying to find the answers myself. Then at that
you didn't have the
answers.
You're not Sway. You're not Allen Iverson. You didn't have the answers for the man who's taking care of the house.
I want to try to pause y'all for a moment here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you guys are having issues.
You know what I'm saying?
Go on in other households. Money issues. Now, people going to be looking at this expecting y'all to not have money issues because you were this big-time ball player and stuff. Like, man, people have issues regardless. This happens. Nobody's relationship does not have these things. It happens, right? So, number one, let's not be judgmental if you're on the other side observing this. But what you should see is the poor conflict resolution. Okay, he's saying he's been talking to her about certain things, didn't get an answer. She's saying, "Yo, why you looking to me for an answer? Right? You're supposed to be the provider." He's like, "I get that." So you understand that they have both kind of similar thoughts here. He knows his role. She expects him to embody that role. He don't have a problem with the role, right? But when the rubber meets the road and it gets tough, both parties have to work together to figure out how we're going to survive. Now, typically, we don't like what that looks like when we're in survival mode. We often have to borrow money from brothers or friends, and we don't even tell our wives. Here we are. She thinking we just sitting there. You owe Peter and Paul, right? And this is all, and you got to get it back. You got to. How am I going to tell them all they really have it? I thought I had it by this time. These million things going on in your mind.
Why you need that from the world?
You're doing the same thing. You're having to go outside of your family, outside of your husband, your provider, to ask somebody else for help.
And that's what I'm saying. She wants validation from the world, not even help.
What really is our relationship made of?
She wants validation
from the world.
Can we
depend on each other? Can we get a situation together?
Because
it may not always be sunshine and rainbows.
66, bro.
Right? So what I'm going to do is let me just play this video and bring us back to this conversation. Because I don't want to talk about so many different conversations and issues, but we lose sight of why we actually here.
I probably wouldn't have felt no way.
Let's play a little bit of that video. I'm going to stop. The guy's going to do something I haven't done on this show.
You got to let it go, Auntie. You
react to this video as we go through.
The only people doing OnlyFans,
let's get to the first part of the video where they're arguing, of course, and this is how you guys originally saw the video. Let's see.
Even realistically, we gotta be realistic. How long can sex workers really do that type of profession for? It's like same thing as a boxer, same thing as a UFC fighter. This is a real statement, bro. There's a time frame for those professions, bro. You can't be a boxer until you're 66.
All right, so I had to stop it there. I know we just got started on the video, but what did you hear him say?
Why?
The disrespect in putting this up without me knowing. Yo, that's fucked up, Keish.
Boxing is a physical effect.
Now, that early
being a porn star, OnlyFans model,
listen, guys,
it has an emotional effect.
I'm not somebody who's much better at this than y'all, but we can easily see this from the outside looking in. If you're in the situation and your emotions are involved, you're not likely going to see this stuff. But to us on the outside looking in at it, we can see here was a great opportunity for her to respond to what he said. So that's fucked up, right? It's disrespectful that you do this without me knowing. That's what he said.
Now, at an old age,
response,
even though I am living every old age female's dream,
right?
You
begin to also say why he was angry.
What do you mean she's
but if
living
he's
every
saying to you, hey, you didn't talk to me about it
and I'm
first.
steady talking over Mr.
What you should be
West
focused
he's
on
not
is
talking about
why you
anything
didn't talk to
until
me
right
about
here
it first.
telling her
And
to
that could look like, I completely understand you being upset. That's called validation. That's saying I understand you have a right to your feelings.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're upset.
Back to what I was saying, though, man.
You already did it, but you're saying, hey, I do understand that you're upset.
Older female
because you were upset whenever he didn't talk to you about certain things. Whenever you came to him, you said, hey, we have issues with finances. And he didn't want to talk. Didn't that bother you?
Some of them,
so
they're widows.
Likewise, you should understand that it bothers him,
and they loved them, and they never
talk to him.
Got remarried. Some of them are single.
You're actually upset with him because he didn't talk to you.
Want somebody
you actually did it because you said, "Hey, why owe him?"
Most women Keisha's age, bro, they just want to find a partner who's gonna.
Well, I feel like a piece of shit. That's how I feel.
Sums everything up I was saying.
Because he's not being great, and I know he can't.
And look at what she just said. She said, "Behind every great man is a great woman." Well, I feel like a piece of crap because he's not being great.
I feel like a piece
hang on, Joe. One second.
I'm saying,
I want you to deal with
this. Behind every great man,
delusional.
Set emotions to the side.
That's why I said, look, hopefully she's not messing with no substance.
What is it about me?
Bro, that's the craziest thing I ever heard.
I don't feel great. I don't feel like I'm
you don't feel great because you suffer from self-love, self-value.
Why am I not motivational?
And you're not motivational because, bro, you don't have that spirit, bro. You can't motivate a bird.
Right.
You can't motivate the dogs, homie.
So I want you to think about this, okay?
And I'm saying that it's because, bro, just from hearing you talk, you're expecting him
let's say you have
to make you value yourself more than you even value yourself. That's never gonna happen.
She doesn't feel.
No, I know.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I just want
to understand why you don't want to be great for me.
See, that's why I said Mr. West is scary, nigga.
Right. I just want to give him.
You see what Mr. West was about to call out the facts?
Just imagine
he should check that nigga like, nah, I know what I am. Keisha, 2 voice was gonna come out, boy.
Now, if you're
like, no, that's not what I meant. Scary nigga, man.
If you're not pouring into
really,
by saying, look,
I would have said it.
The most beautiful woman I ever saw.
You don't feel value inside.
You're absolutely
but that doesn't come from Mr. Smith's treatment through the marriage. It comes from a profession, bro. She was a porn star, nigga. Y'all gotta wrap your heads around this. She was getting down with the actors. Boom. She wanted to be a singer. She had to get down with the producers, the label heads, the A&R. Boom. Now, in order for Keisha to feel value again, she has to post online.
You're somebody's wife. You can't stop it. You can't say, well, I'm tired of doing that now. Now let me tell you
like I said, OnlyFans
so right now,
for Keisha
David, right now
I'm
you're
not
saying
hating on her. She probably was gorgeous, amazing when she was 20-30, bro. She's 66 now. She looks of an age of a 66-year-old.
It's by speaking life into him. I've told you a better.
She is not pulling in that much money.
But it has to be. It can't ever be this.
I know you're great. I know you're.
Do you see how you about walked away when you said that? Because
she's disgusting in the way she speaks to a man who's cared for her, bro.
You're in your emotions, and it's what you're trying to pull out of him.
She is emotional, man. She doesn't value herself. She doesn't love herself. There's no way Joe Smith can help her get out of that hole, bro. The things that you're saying. All of that stems from
now they're coming from a place of where you want to see the greatness in them, but the words that you're using to get the greatness out of them is tearing them down because you're saying things like
you use the great words, no matter what words you use.
For the young men out there, listen.
You just like a man would have to keep telling his wife she's beautiful.
This nature, bro.
Right.
You know, like I be fucked up every day too.
See, look, this is Keisha's real voice.
I still get up off my ass and I do everything. This is Keisha's real voice.
If both parties
all that soft stuff you heard earlier, that's not her, bro. This is her.
So they have to
that's how she talk for real. You know what I mean? Very snappy,
so they can give each other
aggressive. You know,
you're
like
not gonna be able to work through this.
Young men out there, you gotta shorty like this.
Outside of the financial issues,
outside of man, y'all might have kids.
Eye to eye right now.
You know,
you gotta be willing
y'all
to say,
might have
a
long relationship.
Yes, I want different from him. Yeah, I want better from him.
Entice you.
And y'all might be able to say it on both sides.
I wouldn't even call it disrespect at this point. It's called enticement. Enticement is when you're trying to get somebody out of character, bro. You want them to do something outlandish, something regretful that they can't come back from. That lady is trying to line you up, man. That girl is trying to line you up, man. And when I say line you up, man, she wants you to be locked up for DV, bro. You don't want to catch a domestic, man. So if you in a situation with somebody similar to her,
well, I'll put it.
It's been hard knocks, and it's not been soft. So I don't know how to be soft like that.
Yeah, because you was giving yourself away. That's why you got to talk to a therapist.
Here's what I was saying to you.
Don't stay away from somebody like that.
And you as well, okay?
You know what I mean? This guy right here, he has a lot of patience.
I hear you.
He's very vulnerable. He's very easygoing. He actually genuinely loves this lady. That's why he didn't react how a lot of men will react.
No matter how upset
a lot of
your partner
men
makes you,
react like
you still have to speak with love.
All this
if you're not doing that, what you're going to manifest is an argument. So you're going to be there all day, probably for several, because we're refusing to work on those things. By saying things like, hey, I just say call it like I see it. I'm just not soft like that. I just don't talk to people like that. I just, hey, if you're adopting these things as your personality, that's fine. But I have a greater book for you than any of those. It's called The Emotional Terrorizer.
This is like I ain't gonna crack no smile.
We can have a book club, and we can set up. Because I'd love to see work with you guys through these issues.
Books and have a book
I can guarantee you guys,
you're a kid, bro.
Over the smallest issue, you probably
what's funny about that, bro?
Days on end. Not
being able to see eye to eye. Mr. West, wake up, Mr. West, wake up. You need to change
other issues get brought into it, and it's difficult to even find your way through it all.
You sugarcoating stuff to be like, man. That's one thing I don't like, man.
Well, when you guys have a conflict,
you gonna conduct the interview,
because right now that seems
facts,
to be
bro.
happening.
Get to the truth, bro.
So
watch this, guys. Leave here feeling like, okay, we covered a lot. Maybe she understands her actions.
Small thing that you could be discussing.
You didn't even let him talk most of the interview.
Just like right there in the interview.
Right.
It's like all the interviews she's been doing.
Exactly.
Million things just get poured on one little tiny thing.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm trying to uncover them so we can focus on this one thing. Because if we fix it, you'll find it.
Moments to try to claim fame. It goes back to what I said, man. But
what's happened in the past has happened. No need in arguing about it.
There's a lot of beautiful women out here, bro. There's more women in the world that want to be with us than there are men trying to be with them. You get what I'm saying?
She's trying
I hope
to
you get what I'm saying. There's more women in the world that want to be with us.
Your partner's only talking to
like
you about
women.
how you made them feel.
You know what I'm saying?
And before we
men
go,
that want to
let's
be
get
with
to
them.
some more of the video here, okay?
So if you got a shorty,
the part to where
y'all gotta have
starts
kids,
off saying that's messed up,
and on this level of disrespect or enticement, bro, you have to get out of there. You have to get out of there because the only thing that's gonna lead you to do is to lose your cool and end up, mistakenly or unintentionally, doing something outlandish and catching the DG.
Trust me, it will. I promise you.
I don't want no boys catch no DG and be locked up over one
if you don't mind, let's just watch it. Take 2 minutes of our lives.
When there's
I'm
a
sure
million
you are.
of them walking around
From this
here
perspective,
at
it'd
her
be very good
age,
for you to kind of soak up this
ready
information,
for
just so
Joe
you can
Smith.
see yourself in the heat of that moment.
Well, it's women with more
So just
money
try
than
this with
Keisha
me. Try
that
this with
take
me. As
Joe
you saw
Smith in a
yourself,
heartbeat.
Or as you was in that situation,
just
you
don't
know how you
know.
felt in that situation. You know you
And
felt
I'm
like
gonna say one thing before I leave y'all, man.
You felt like he hadn't
From
been listening to you.
20s
You felt
until
like,
you're
why am I
50
even
years
having to
old,
argue
bro.
when
Don't
I
let
did
them
what I
lie
could
to
do
you.
save this
If
family.
you don't have
We're in
a
a better situation.
large
Why are you arguing
inheritance,
about it? I want you
large
to remember all
savings,
the
or
feelings
win
you
the
felt at that
lottery,
moment.
you're
But I
gonna
want you to
have
actually see the
financial
video and
problems.
realize
So the person that you get
the
with,
experience you was inviting
y'all
upon
both
him.
had to
It's
be
just
on the
real
same
simple.
page, bro.
Let's start from the rest
Y'all
of the video.
both had to be on
guys,
the
let's go
same
back.
page. Or if you got a lot of emotion and then you got a woman that wants to come around you gotta hide some of that emotion to see who she really is. Because this is what they do to you. See? He said, why are you recording me? She was recording him to line him up. You got a lot of emotion. This lady was very humble under this man for years and years and years until I'm sure some of his emotions started to fade.
Okay.
She felt the need to put him out here like this.
All right, so
you know what I'm saying?
Your first response was,
y'all gotta support me on here, man. I'm telling y'all the facts, bro.
So notice how you said that's fucked up,
you're gonna have financial problems.
What you were more
Unless
focused
you
on
got
was that it
mad
wasn't
money lined
fucked
up for you, right?
When he was trying to
Comment, subscribe below, like.
Right, but so
they trying
what
to
he
stop
said
me,
is that
but
it's messed
they
up.
can never
So
ever
that's his
stop me,
perspective,
bro.
What you're